Welcome to OnlineGroomingSchool.com. Myself, Brianna, my assistant here, Yvonne.
Yep.
Today we are here to teach you how to groom a Schnauzer properly. So we have our Schnauzer here. This is Shotzi. Shotzi, say hi to the camera. She's over here. She is a regular Schnauzer. Her tail has been docked. Her ears have been docked also. So this is the way a Schnauzer is supposed to look. She is a perfect size, perfect weight. She's not overweight. You can actually see her hips a little bit. Say hi, Schnauzer. Say hi. So on our table here, we will welcome you to all the tools that we will be using today. We have our Andis Clipper, and we have two speeds here. We have high and a low, and that's our Andis Clipper. Now on a Schnauzer, you can use a 10 blade or you can use a 7. You can use a 10 going with the grain. You can use a 7 with the grain or against the grain, whatever you like. I'll show you both today. We have a 40 blade for the Paw Pads, which we'll shave the Paw Pads with. And we have our Greyhound Comb to fluff that dog, to fluff the skirt and everything. We have our slicker brush. Now you notice that it's a little bit smaller, but that's fine. It's a smaller dog. It's less brush to be able to give a clipper burn and a brush burn, just like that. We have our scissors, and you notice that we have them in a protective case because as a groomer you know that scissors are expensive, so you want to take care of them. We have our curves, which are right here.
And how many inches are the curves?
This is an 8.5, and this is a 7.5 straight.
Okay.
Right there. And then we have our handy thinning shears. Thinning shears you use a lot on the Schnauzer to blend, so we'll show you how to blend these. So you just want to make sure to really take care of your scissors when you have nice scissors. We have our nail clippers to trim the nails on Shotzi. Now most important, we do have our Sam Cole book here. You always want to keep it on your table at all times, just for your reference guide. Now we have it marked here for the Schnauzer. Now you see the Schnauzer picture here. You see all the numbers that are kind of indicated on the dog. It's very important because these numbers are showing you step by step of how to do this pattern cut on the dog. So you have down here, you have everything to show you which way the grain goes on the Schnauzer, how far to go down on the hook, where to stop on the head, behind the skull. And when you flip it over here, it shows you a close-up picture of the Schnauzer face. What to show where to stop, where to blend, how to make the eyebrows. And then on the next page over, it actually shows you how the skirt is supposed to fall over the legs on the chest here. And then you see a rear view of the bum. Now you'll notice here sometimes you can go further down to the hook, which the hook will be behind the leg back here. So you can go lower, and we'll show you this. So this is just a pattern cut to go by. Now Sam Cole, this book is very good to have in your shop because it gives you every single breed you can possibly think of to be able to groom. So let's get started. So what we're going to start with is I'll show you against the grain with a 7 on the Schnauzer. Now like we did mention, on a Schnauzer you can go on the body with a 10 or with a 7. So I'll show you with the 7, which is what it will look like. So you see how my hand is underneath, kind of straddling underneath her belly. Go with the grain, the way the hair naturally grows. And you'll notice that's a 7 right there. That's a 7 on the body. That will leave a quarter of an inch. So our ideal, the length I actually want to leave Shotzi with today is actually 1/8 of an inch, which would be a 10. So if you take the 7, which I have right here, and go against the grain with 7, you always start the tail, the base of the rump of the bum, and work your way up. Move slowly because the skin will kind of clump up, so just kind of use your other hand and slowly guide up. Now you'll notice the difference, how much shorter and cleaner it looks. Now when you use, I like a 1/8 of an inch, the 10 blade, because it actually shows a lot more difference, more defiance in the actual skirt and the lines and everything. So, that's how you use your 7.
So the 10 will automatically give you an 1/8 of an inch?
Automatically. Go with the grain. Do not go against the grain with this. Always go with the grain. And when I go with the grain, you'll see it matches what the 7 just did. Just like that. On a Schnauzer, the tail gets completely cleaned up.
So you shave the tail all the way?
All the way, yeah. She doesn't like her bum touched too much. All the way around. Now Schnauzers are born with long tails, so to get a Schnauzer in your shop and it has a long tail, that's normal. When they're puppies, they normally get them docked off. Now the next line I'm going to do is you have to make your skirt along here. Now to do that, to be able to give your guide, you actually take your index finger, get the flank, which is your flank, the danger point right here, and you take your finger and push it up. When you push it up, it actually makes where the skirt should stop on the body. So I'm pushing up and it stops right there. So I'll put my finger there and I'll start going down and I'll make my line. It's a straight line across the abdomen, right across the body right there. And it joins right where my finger stopped. I come down in the bum, up all the way around. You're going to go down, you're going to go to the hook down here, which is the hook is their back, right there, or their ankle. Always go down. It should be on an angle coming down. Now I always come out and I flick out to make it blend, because if you actually take your clipper and go down, it will actually give a very noticeable, very hard line that's very hard to blend.
So you just flick the clipper
and make it blend out. It's all on your wrist.
I guess we show them that in the pet hygiene course, how
to come out.
Flick the clipper.
Yeah, we teach you different clipper techniques, how to go with the grain, how to go against the grain, how to blend with your clipper.
Okay.
So your clipper does a lot of the work for you.
So now you're going from the bottom of the skull here?
Yeah, right. I'm going to go way up here. You're going to go right behind the ears, bottom of the skull.
Rub behind the ear.
And make sure always to check your blade. Make sure it's not hot. Excuse me. So you don't want to give them clipper burns. So it's getting a little warm. You have a backup. That's why you have 2.
So always have a backup. It's a good idea to do that.
Yeah, always have it, because Schnauzers are prone to clipper burns, so you always want to make sure to keep them cool. So the line comes over the body and joins up to their shoulders. Where it is where the body meets the leg, right on their shoulder blade. Now we have Shotzi here harnessed on the groomer's helper. You don't have to use that. You can actually unlock it so you can get your hand in here and kind of adjust the head around so you can actually get into the chest area. Go into the chest. Come here, Shotzi. Good girl. So you get down here, you can actually see. It comes to the shoulder blade, and when you hit the collarbone, you kind of go up a little bit, a little square, just like this. And you come back down onto the other shoulder. It's good to do one side at a time so that your dog does not come out lopsided. You want to do one side, get the line, and match the other side. It's okay, Mama. It's okay. Good girl. Good girl.
So we're matching the skirt pretty much all the way around the Schnauzer.
All the way around. Yep.
Front.
So now we have the one side.
Left side, the
Yep.
whole side. Okay.
So now when I grab this side, I'm gonna match up the hook to where it's at. Go around. Make sure you get that bum clean, that tail clean. Now you'll see a cowlick down here, which you'll see here. That's
which
fine.
one?
A cowlick, you see how it's a little bit shorter? If that happens, it's okay. What happens is the hair's going this way and the hair's going that way. So when you shave, it's actually going against the grain. That's only natural. Come down and you're going to match up this side right here. Clean the inside of the legs out. Don't make him look like he's wearing chaps. That's fine.
He's wearing what?
Chaps, like cowboy chaps.
Cowboy chaps.
It looks like he's wearing little pants. Always eyeball it, check it out. Now I'm going to take my finger, push it up. Now if you did it properly on the other side, then this should be all even. Push it up and match it. And you grab your clipper and you go straight back. Make that line. You'll see that I make my line, I go down, I gently go down, and I blend it down.
By flicking.
By flicking. It's on your wrist, like this. And you sit back, take a look at it, and make sure that both sides are even. Just up a little higher.
Now what Brianna's doing now, she's just kind of looking at both sides, making sure that they're the same length on both sides. What I think I do want to mention, usually you can work on, there's going to be one groomer on a dog, but for today's purpose, so that we can get the right angles, you can get a good view of what we're doing, we're using 2 people on shop seat today, just so that we can hold while she's clipping, we can get a full understanding of the clip.
While she's doing that, Yvonne, can you show us the back end, how the cut was made?
Let me try to. So as Brianna explained, basically we used the area right here from the flank as where the skirt was going to be, and then we came down on both sides at an angle, so it appears that she's wearing chaps, little cowboy chaps.
So then you leave the hair fluffy below that area there?
You're going to leave this here. This is going to actually be scissored after we're done with our clipper work. So we're going to get nice little tubular legs once we're done with our clipper work and do the finishing touches.
Okay.
So at this time we're just setting the pattern.
Oh, okay.
She likes the camera, she likes looking at you.
I know.
Yeah. She wants to be a movie star.
So right now I do have the whole pattern made. And what I'm doing right now, I'm just kind of brushing her out a little bit to see what's uneven on the legs, her paws.
You're brushing her using
The slicker brush.
the slicker brush.
Now when you brush, again, you learned this in your hygiene video, is you don't want to go in the same spot over and over because you'll give a brush burn. So you always want to work in a line brushing around the leg. Fluffy look.
think she really enjoys this.
She's ready to fall asleep.
And you kind of brush every piece of hair on her then, huh?
Yeah, you want to make sure all the mats are out. There's nothing, no twigs in there. Now, Shotzi, you'll notice her paw that's close to the camera right here. You'll see that it's red and it's kind of shaved.
Mm-hmm.
Shotzi has had surgery at the vet for foxtail embedded in her paw.
Ouch.
So, it doesn't mean that you're going to go and shave the rest of the paws like that. You kind of just let it grow out, and next time she comes in, probably about 6 weeks or so, be a little bit fuller and just kind of grow it out and just, hi, good girl.
In how long, you say?
About 6 weeks, it should be 6 to 8 weeks, that should be fuller.
Oh, okay.
More like a paw. So when you get it embedded, when you get a dog with foxtails, you have to let the owners know if it's embedded, they have to go to the vet to get it removed because it is very, very dangerous. They will go into the bloodstream and go to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to get my scissors, which I have all 3. You want to turn? There we go. So what I'm going to do is going to kind of fluff it up. Now the schnauzers on the bottom half don't take that much work to do. What you want to do is you kind of want to fluff it up, get your Greyhound, get your slicker brush, see if there's anything uneven on the dog. Now she comes in on a regular basis, so we do have her on a very good maintenance plan, so she's not really outgrown too much. She's actually kept very well. So what we're going to do is kind of fluff up her legs. And you'll see all these loose hairs here. We're going to get her straights. And you're going to go down and you're going to clean up her legs to get that tubular look. Always go with the grain, always go down. You notice I always use my other hand just to hold her in place so she feels secure, she doesn't move. And what I do is I constantly work around the leg so I don't miss a spot. Brush it up. It's okay to go back in the same spot if you see something.
So kind of look down on her and see any hair sticking out and just...
Now work one part at a time. Like just because you see hair on the paws right now, do whatever you have to do on the legs. If you're working with straight scissors, do your straight scissors. You'll see how it's a lot cleaner in here now compared to this.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you get to do, you get your slicker brush, and then you're going to use your curves now. And you're going to actually, you can lift the paw up like this if you feel safe. If the dog lets you do that, keep it all in a natural position. Don't yank the paw back, don't yank it up. Just kind of take your hand and push it up into the body so it feels secure. Go around and you're going to hold your scissors on a side angle like that.
So you're doing a circle type.
Yes, you want round paws.
Round paws on the...
You don't want to shave the paws, you don't want to make them square, you want to make them round. You want to make them like a teddy bear.
Just clean them up and do a round trim on it, and that's what the Schnauzer gets, huh?
Exactly.
A lot of the breeds with full coats and full legs and feet will have a similar clips on their feet and on their paws. So mostly it's just a round paw, tubular legs, and once you get going in viewing the Samco book, you'll see that a lot of it is very similar.
Then what you can do, if you wish, you can actually get your thinning shears. And we have this line up here. You can actually get your thinning shears and blend that line so it's a little bit more nicer, cleaner.
So we use the thinning shears to blend the hair together pretty much.
It's good. The thinning shears come in handy on the Schnauzer. Very handy. You kind of see how it kind of falls a lot nicer.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Pretty Shotzi.
Yep.
Are you having fun yet? Hi.
Yep. She enjoys this. She knows she's a star.
Big star, Hollywood star.
The nice thing about thinning shears is that thinning shears, what they do is they don't really take off length. They're designed to basically reduce the bulkiness of the hair, so you're not taking off length. And what they do is they cut like every other hair. There's different thinning shears out there, 44 tooth, 60 tooth, I believe. There's different types that you can get, but mostly the 44 tooth works well for just about any kind of blending or reducing the coat size.
What I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually get the skirt on the Schnauzer. Now, you start in the flank area, make sure not to grab it, so I always use my hand to figure out where the skin's at. And you take your straight scissors, and you're actually going to go in, and you're actually going to do the skirt on an angle. You go down over the rib cage down. Should brush it out. Always take a couple takes at it.
You know, I notice your wrists going forward and backwards, so you gotta get used to that.
The motion of being able to do this.
To kind of scissor, huh? That's pretty good.
It's all in your wrist, just like Yvonne showed in the hygiene courses. The class is how to properly do your exercises.
Okay.
To only move your thumb.
You don't have the luxury of having the dog, turn to one side or tilt his head to one side. So you have to be the one that basically does all the. You have to be very limber, So you have to get your hands to be limber, your body to be limber. Because most dogs don't like procedures, so we have to work around them. Shotzi is an exception to the rule.
Okay, I'm not moving.
Just make me pretty. She's a little vain, I think.
Now what you can do on the skirt here, you'll see how fluffy it is right now. You can actually put your scissors on your straights on an angle and actually take a lot of the volume down. Very lightly. You have to be very comfortable with your scissors because you're not having anything to rest on. You're just kind of skimming over the skirt.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of take that volume off.
Kind of blending everything together. It looks really good.
So then that's how you do the skirt into the back leg.
I see.
It should seem almost, for lack of a better word, almost seamless.
You want the seamless
Yes.
transition
Yes.
between.
Although we are showing a little bit of a line, it shouldn't be, overbearing.
So I move to the front here, and I'm going to grab the leg and fluff it up in the back to make sure anything uneven back here. And I use my straights, and I go straight down the back, clean up. Just like we did in the back leg, we're just going to make everything kind of round tubular. This is actually a fun cut to do. If you're following this tape, it's very fun. Have fun with it. It's very little lines all over and gives you a lot of practice.
Also, the Schnauzer pattern is used on crossover breeds. So we'll use the Schnauzer pattern on a Yorkie, for instance. We'll do a Schnauzer clip on the Yorkie. Even the head will do the same. Crossover breeds like Maltipus or terrier mixes. Schnauzer clip works wonders.
Mm-hmm. I've even seen Maltesers with a Schnauzer cut.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
People like the Schnauzer cut on them. It looks good actually.
It can also be a very feminine cut. It gives a girl dog a very good kind of accents the hips on the girl and give you a cute face. You can also do a teddy face with it if you have to on like a Maltese or Shih Tzu. Can I have my color scissors, please? Thank you. And now see, this is the paw that had the foxtail in it. So I'm not going to go really short. I'm going to kind of leave the paws the same length, and we're just going to
be gentle with it.
Very gentle, yeah. She's probably going to be sensitive with it. Now, if you have to put the foot on the table and go around, that's fine. You can tell she doesn't want us touching it. She wants to walk away. Come here, Shotzi. Okay.
So Foxtails, I would assume a groomer's job is when you notice one, inform the owner right away.
Exactly.
Do you try to take it out yourself or never?
If they're at a point that you can grab them, then yes. Now, just when you do pull it, you have to be prepared to see blood. It's not very uncommon to get pus and blood coming out of it. It's just a weed that grows in. It's okay, Shotzi. It's just a weed that grows in the yard. So you just tell the owners to treat their yard for it.
It's more common in the summer months when plantation is getting dry. That's when the foxtail becomes very brittle and very strong. Otherwise, it's a soft type of weed.
So you're just blending the front now
and fluffing up the front skirt. Make sure it blends into the. So we fluffed it up, put it on an angle, and kind of skim over.
So you're using the curved scissors then, and.
Yep. And you're gonna get your thinning shears just like we did back here. You're gonna blend up in here.
Very nice.
And that's how you blended it in.
Learning how to use your thinning shears will really eliminate a lot of the frustration that most groomers have trying to maintain or calm down a coat. It's your best friend.
There we go. I'm just going to move onto the other side.
All right. So pretty much we're doing the other side now, similar.
Exact same that we just done the other. You just bring it out over the leg, use your straight scissors, and go down and blend it out and clean it up. Now there are some groomers that, if you're not really good with your scissors, if you're getting carpal tunnel in your scissors and your wrist or your thumb, a lot of groomers they can also use a large snap-on comb. You can use kind of like a C comb and just kind of clean it up.
She's getting a little interested in the camera there. She's a camera hog. Look at her.
You want to see her face?
Like, look at me. Mom probably puts the camera in her face, takes a lot of pictures. And always use your Greyhound comb. Never really use your hand too much because your hand never really gives every hair to stand up. Your Greyhound, at least you know 100%, it's grabbing all the hair and fluffing it out.
What kind of comb is that? The fluffing comb or?
The Greyhound comb.
Oh, they call it a Greyhound comb.
Yep. The action you're doing is actually fluffing the hair.
The technical term for this comb is Greyhound. A lot of groomers will call it a fluffing comb because that's what it does.
Oh, it's okay. And we're gonna get our curved scissors and do the paws. It's okay.
Doing great, Shotzi.
Go around and make them curves.
Yeah, so when do you decide to use your curves and your straights? It's just basically, it's just a little bit of common sense. You're going to use your curves to create a circle or a curve, and your straights to obviously to trim something that's straight. So, you know. Oops.
Oh.
Okay.
She's like, no.
I don't think so.
Now she's acting shy. You can kind of skim over the paw, going with the grain always. There we go. get my straights back. I just know some hair down here that I want to grab. And then I get my thinning shears, just like we did on the other one. I'm gonna blend the skirt here. Always going with the grain. You can always work down. Just like that. Just gives it a little more nicer, cleaner look.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
It's got a waist now. It'd be nice if we can get a haircut and get a waist. Or lose 10 pounds from
that'd be
a
perfect.
complete haircut.
When the groomers, you come back looking skinnier.
Yep.
Go in the hairdressers. So I'm using my thinning shears and just kind of skimming it over the top of the skirt. It's okay. It's okay. Good girl.
Kind of interested to see what you're doing.
What are you doing back there? Same thing we did on this side.
Now you notice Schnauzers, they don't like their feet touched. A lot of terrier groups don't, like the Westies, but Schnauzers do not like their paws fiddle with too much. That's just their breed, that's what they're known for. They also can be somewhat dog aggressive, so when you have in your shop, just kind of watch the temperament of the Schnauzer you have in there. They have a big dog mind. They think they're bigger than they actually are.
So they have a kind of an aggressive attitude then, Schnauzer?
Yes. Yeah, they just, not aggressive, but they just think they're a big dog. So they'll take on a big dog before they know it.
They remind me of investigators, the Sherlock Holmes, the movies.
Oh, yeah.
I would call them kind of opinionated.
Very, yeah, stubborn.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to match the skirt on the other side.
It's okay. So the exact same thing. Trying to match the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get the skirt, it's one thing that's probably the hardest thing to match the other side. So always cut it, go back, check to make sure it matches. If you have to go back and forth, 3-4 times, at least you get it perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's no really. Then I'll go back over here and make sure that it's the same.
So you kind of check both sides and kind
Go
of
back
try
and forth
to...
and make sure, yeah. Just make sure that, they look even. And they are even. Now you can also cheat and kind of look underneath to make sure that you can actually go underneath the dog and kind of see the skirt and cheat that way.
Aha, I didn't know that.
Look under here.
So go down like this kind of
Yeah.
and just
Go
kind of
underneath.
see.
Between his forelegs and kind of see down here.
Cool. That's a good way to do it.
So now I can see there's no hairs sticking down at all.
Mm-hmm.
You may have to get underneath, but at least it's perfect.
Here we go again. She wants to face the camera.
Camera hog.
I sign a contract with these ladies and they want it all.
They want it all. They can't just take a little bit. She's like, this is my good side. You want to turn that way? Okay. Then we're just going to fluff it up like we did in the other one. Just kind of put my scissors on an angle and kind of have control of my scissors at all times and just skim over. And what that does, just kind of makes it look naturally thinner than actually full. So now we have our skirt here. And now what we're going to do is move on to the front.
So I guess if you're working by yourself without an assistant, then you would use the groomer's helper on her and kind of restrict her.
Yep. You can also use another noose if you have to. If she's sitting in a lot, you can actually get another noose lightly around here and kind of lock it up in here.
So you kind of hang it from the...
Yeah, we go underneath the belly and hang it from here, and it keeps her from sitting.
Oh, I see. So you put the other one down. Good idea.
And that's if you get a very active dog or even a dog that really is somewhat tired and they just want to sit the whole time instead of you using all your weight and using your one hand. Now, because Schnauzers sometimes don't really get a lot of work done on their bottom half, you just kind of clean it up. It's okay for them to kind of have a somewhat messier look. You want it cleaned up. There's a difference between being sloppy and being messy. Sloppy is just, you haven't touched it at all, and it's all dead ends. You can make it look messy and still have it even and look nicer. Because they're going to have a long beard, so it kind of goes along with their breed.
Well, we might as well pause the tape and let you finish off, and we'll come back to the head.
You'll see here that I just finished the body. So if you zoom in, you can take a look at the body, what it looks like. There you go. And then after you're done zooming around the body, take a look at it, you'll see that half the head is done and half the head is not.
Oh, okay.
That's on purpose.
Point her my way a little bit with the foot? Let me go on the other side. So the body is done, both is even, looks good. And now the face, so we have, okay. So her left side is finished.
This side's done. You'll see over here no lines.
So it's like a before look. I mean an after look.
This is the before here.
Here's the before.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Okay.
So we'll show you how to accomplish that.
Okay.
So we're going to use the 10 blade on the face.
And you want to use the groomer's helper on her?
You can hook this up into the hook in the bottom down here.
That's where you'll
like that.
Do her by yourself without an assistant, so people can see how they can.
on the dog, you can actually groom the face without this, as long as you're keeping a good, firm hand on the hair. I'm not grabbing the skin; it's not rough at all. You just take your index finger and just hold the hair, so it kind of keeps the dog from looking every single direction. So I'm going to use my 10 blade now, the same blade I used on the body. I always hold the nose down, and I kind of. It's okay. It's okay, Shotzi, it's okay. Just a little scared of the clipper right now. So when you go over the ear, you hold the ear flat in your hand and go with the grain. You want to hold it flat in your hand because you don't want to nick the side of the ear. You never want to go up along the edge because you'll be going to the vet because the dog will be cut.
So how do you trim the edges?
We're going to scissor those.
Scissor those.
Yeah. Then you grab the ear, fold it back. You're acting a little shy right now. It's okay, Shotzi. It's okay. Shh. Let's see, this helps. You take this off sometimes. Sit. Sit, Mamas. She doesn't want to get her face shaved. She wants to go home with half a head today. Here we go. Sit. Good girl. So whenever you get a dog that has some kind of issue, just kind of work with the dog a little bit. Change the direction of them. Sometimes even switching yourselves. Always have a hand on your dog. Hold the heads like this. And we're going to skim over. And always go with the grain, which is going away from the eye.
I see the way you're holding her face now, right by the muzzle, huh?
And I'm covering her eyes so she can't see anything. Because if you're kind of a shop that gets a lot of shelter dogs in, you don't know what they've been through, so they could be skittish for any kind of reason. So you always want to take precautions. You don't want to get mad at the dog. You just kind of want to, you know, figure out what makes it tick. Why? So covering the eyes sometimes makes them not see what's going on. You take the hair, the muzzle, and you go around the bottom of the neck.
So where do you stop as far, or where do you start, like with the hair?
You have the corner of the eye right here.
The corner of the eye?
Yeah, and you kind of go all the way down to the bottom of the jaw.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You kind of always want to go with the grain. And then you kind of switch up, and you have the eyebrows here. Kind of lightly skim around the eyebrows. That. If you see any hair that you see from the body, just just clean it up. The same blade I used on the body, so.
You do the back end too, the back side.
Yep.
The whole side.
Move the whole noose around.
So don't be shy.
Nope.
Just kind of do it.
Just do it. Just jump in. Just
Jump in and do it.
Yep. So now we're going to trim the edges of the ear. So when you shave the inside of the ear, there's a flap of skin in here to be very careful with. It's an extra flap. Her ears are kind of curled, so it'd be hard to get it. But it's down in this general area, just a little flap. Hold the ear in your hand and skim over the ear. You'll see how the hair came off. So now what I'm going to do is use my straight scissors. This is you slow down. This is a danger area, so you just do very little at a time. My hand right now is actually on the skin, the leather of the ear. And you gently go around. You only cut wherever your fingers are. Wherever you feel leather, you cut. If you don't feel leather, do not cut.
Straight scissors?
Straight scissors, yes. Go up and make that peak. So you see the ear here. So you see the little area, just kind of get your scissors in there. Shotzi, look at the camera. So then there you go. So we got the ears done. So when they stand up, they're wide open. So if you get a dog that doesn't have the docked ears, you can still shave them. They're just going to flop over the ears just like that. Instead of standing up, they're just going to fall down. That's fine too. So when you make the eyebrows, you have the inside of the eyes in here. You're going to get your curved scissors, and you're going to turn the arch like this. And you're actually going to scissor the inside of the eyebrows. Make sure to open the eyebrows up so you don't cut them. The eyebrows is what makes the schnauzer. Go in here, my arch is like this. Go in, scissor the corner of the eyes. You do not want to touch this general area. You'll see that we're trying to grow it out because the schnauzer nose here, actually the hair is supposed to grow and fall down over the nose. You're not supposed to shave the ridge of the nose. Let's play. Oh, you're getting tired now, huh? She's like, I'm ready to go home now.
So you don't trim the hair around the eyes, or you do actually?
Only in the corners.
Only in the corners.
Only in the corners right here. And then what we're going to do next, we're going to make the eyebrows. Comb the eyebrows out. When you do the eyebrows, you have to look at them face on. So I'm going to try to do it with him looking at the camera so you guys can see. You want to make him on an angle. Make him look kind of like he's angry. So you can go out from the base of it down back here. It's going to be shorter than up here. So you go up and you make your first cut. Shorter in the back. And again, you want to make it even on the both eyebrows. So you just kind of look at from top on, bird's eye view if you have to. And just make sure that they're both even. And then see in here, you can actually turn your scissors, your curved scissors, backwards like this again, and go in here. It's okay. It's okay, mamas. Come here. And blend the inside. To get that arch inside so the hair doesn't stick down. There you go. That's your eyebrow. Now if you have pomade in your shop, you can add a little pomade to the eyebrows to make them stand out more. Now you're gonna
Palm what?
Pomade. Basically, it's kind of like a waxy paste. It's safe for animals. You can get them in a pet store.
Palmint, P-A-L.
Pomade, just like wax.
Okay.
For the animal. You're gonna get this edge here. You're gonna use your straight scissors. You're gonna come down. It's okay. What you're doing, you're just kind of cleaning it up, the edges here, to make them straight. So now you got the beard coming down here. And you're going to get this, because you want the beard to be on an angle, just like the eyebrows. Just like that. So then you grab your thinning shears, and you're going to take the volume off the edges. I'm going to go along here. And what it's doing, it's making it blend a lot smoother. So now we got the blend. See how it's a lot more blended? It's not so choppy. Next you're going to do is you're going to fluff up the beard. Get your thinning shears and take off this volume. See how it's kind of round? A Schnauzer head's supposed to look very straight, so this fluff's not supposed to be there. So you fluff it up and go with your thinning shears, 2 swipes, pull. 2 swipes, pull. There we go, we're almost done. And then you're going to look at it face on. If there's any hair that sticks out, like down here, you're going to fluff it up. Use your curved scissors like this and lightly skim around just to clean up. You can make them square, you can make them on a triangle view, you can make them round. Whatever the customer requests. The most common is square. So then you can always make sure everything's down here. Pat this down a little bit so then, you want to grow this out. You want to inform the customer and just tell them not to chop it at home. Just leave it and let it grow out. And there you go. There is your Schnauzer cut. Thank you for watching. This is your Schnauzer cut. So I inform you to watch this at least 3 times to be able to get the practice, to be able to get the pattern down. But tune in to our other videos and learn other breeds to do.
Brianna, we thank you very much for showing us the Schnauzer cut.
You're welcome. See you later.